This word right now is all about being conscious. It's all about knowing who you are, knowing who your enemy is, because every species on the planet has an enemy. You don't see mice hanging with cats. You understand? The hyenas with lions.
Yeah, that's when they fucked it up when Tom and Jerry got cool together.
What else do your enemy need to do to show you he's your enemy?
Yeah.
What else do they need to do, bro? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Welcome back. It's a congressional stock scandal. 4 U.S. senators now under fire for selling off millions of dollars worth of stocks in the days before the coronavirus crashed the American economy. Democrat Dianne Feinstein and Republicans Richard Burr, Kelly Loeffler, and James Inhofe all dumped assets following a reportedly classified all-senators briefing at the end of January. Now, all 4 of the senators are denying any wrongdoing, and Senator Burr is calling for an ethics review of his own actions. Senator Loeffler was grilled this morning by Fox's Ed Henry on America's Newsroom.
You thought the government was prepared, yet shortly after that tweet that I just noted, you sold over $1 million in stocks in your own personal portfolio before the market went down. Were you trading on inside information about what was coming?
Well, I'm really glad you asked, Ed, because I do want to set the record straight. I've seen some of those stories, and it's absolutely false, and it could not be true. So if you actually look at the personal transaction reports that were filed, it notices at the bottom that I'm only informed of my transactions after they occur, several weeks.
So, I mean, it's hard to make sense of all of this. So let me just start by asking you, Jesse, is this serious? In the Loeffler case, it's also an issue that not only did she sell stuff, but then she bought stuff, and one of the items she bought was to help people who have to work at home, software. What do you think?
It looks really bad. All 4 of them have different levels of sketchiness. I'll start with the least sketchy. Inhofe says he was never even at the briefing on the virus and said he's been moving money from stocks to mutual funds for the last 2 years. He sold the least amount of stock. Feinstein says, you know what, it was a blind trust. It was my husband's doing. I wasn't even at the briefing on the virus either. And it was just one company, but it was $6 million in a biotech company. We don't really know much else about that. Now, Loeffler, her husband's the chairman of the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. She sold these stocks on the day of the briefing, right after it happened. And like you said, not only did she sell a lot of stocks, she bought a stock which benefits from a software that helps teleworking, people that work from home. It doesn't look very good. Perfectly timed. Also perfectly timed, Richard Burr liquidated almost his entire portfolio. And he has all the intel because he's the top intel guy in the Senate. And he was telling people privately that this pandemic was going to be as bad as the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. Also perfectly timed right before the market dropped. And he said, oh, well, I traded it because I saw some news on CNBC. I think everybody needs to be investigated and treated fairly, but a really bad look.